Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Hey, Soapbox Nation. I'm your host, Matt Morgan, and thank you for tuning in to episode 127 of Soapbox Daily. How's everybody doing today? Are you having a great day? Are you being the change the world needs? How's your integrity today? Are you being the positive change the world needs? Onwards and upwards? Hey, only you will know, but hey, it's like a domino effect, folks. Be the best you can be. So today we're going to discuss something a little different, and well, I don't necessarily say it's different. You know, a bunch of my podcasts and episodes talk about stuff that's, needed, stuff that's important. And today we're going to talk about something along those lines, but it's a little more personal for me. My kid's a supportive person in her own right, but even people that are supportive of others, they need your support as well. And my daughter's also very competitive. She's a professional swimmer. She does that. Her goal is to become an Olympic champion. She plans on going to the Olympics. That's her goal. That's what she wants to do. And let me tell you, it's kind of a different ball game when it comes to raising a teenager that's into sports. It is. It really is. You have to keep a lot of things in mind. I mean, don't get me wrong. Despite wanting to be a supportive parent to your children, you may feel like you just had the door closed in your face too many times and you're doing it all wrong. Your relationship will be changing and starting to become more equal as they grow up and you spend more time apart. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't stay connected and provide the support they need as they go through the process of becoming a whole new person, like, a young adult. But when you add on to the top of, the ever-growing changes of life, also a teenager that is, or a child for that matter, that is in competitive sports, that's a whole different thing altogether, especially when they have setbacks because of injuries. That can be a little discouraging for them. That's when they need a little extra support, a little extra oomph to help them out. In this case, particularly my daughter, she had injury and a wrist injury, and because of that, physiotherapy, surgeries, you name it. And this is when she was at a point where she was breaking out to her own and getting records, and she was meeting those levels, the provincial records, and doing really well. And then all of a sudden, boom, setback. Now, don't get me wrong. Being a parent in general can be difficult, but when you add on competitiveness of sports and helping your child face their dreams and go for their dreams and not give up, that's can be a difficult balancing act. So, I have a few points to help you out as a parent in general for supporting your kid, but also being your child's cheering squad, more so when it comes to sports. You guys should be their cheering squad regardless when it comes to life and all their accomplishments and every step that they take, encouraging them, motivating them, cheering them on. You add sports to it though, you have to consider a few other things. So I'm going to give you some pointers that may help you when it comes to dealing with your child or your young adult, your teenager, when it comes to competitive sports, especially if they have, some setbacks, but keep them on track, because you don't want them to not be focused on something, not to be goal oriented. You want them to stay on track, follow their dreams, and have something that is productive. So let's get some points here. How about number one, which is the obvious one? Take the focus off of winning. Instead, focus on life lessons. You don't count wins and losses, just motivate them to be the best that they can be. Number two, allow your children to choose their own sport. What if they don't like playing baseball, or they don't like swimming anymore, if they don't like playing soccer? Let them change it up. Maybe they don't feel that they have that passion for it like they once did. Let them change it up. Find the right coach is another point. A good coach makes a big difference. I know my daughter's had some amazing coaches that she's loved over the years. Fortunately, they moved on to other ventures, and she's been stuck with coaches she wasn't too happy about. In that case, you have to be extra motivational because they're not getting the motivation they need from their coaches. You kind of have to not be their coach at home, but you kind of have to try to get them to understand that different coaches do things different ways. And on track with that, get yourself involved and volunteer to help the team. Spending time with all the players or get to know the people that she competes with and trains with, that's a good idea. That way you can have some involvement into that part of their lives other than just their work or school and friends there. Also get involved in their teammates. Stop the comparison game. Every child's different. Stop comparing your child or other children to your child or vice versa. Every child is different and they all have their own personal strengths and weaknesses. Make it your mission to show your child love no matter how they stack up against their peers. Motivate them, encourage them, pat them on the back, say you beat your time. Awesome. Don't compare. 6, I don't know. Never associate your child's success with your own, because everybody has their own goals. Everybody has their own successes. Don't compare. Yeah. So focus on them, focus on their achievements, focus on where they are. That's what you should do. Never compare. Value your child no matter what. Win or lose, the way you speak to your child at the end of the game should always be uplifting and supportive. End of the game, end of the competition, end of the match, whatever the case may be, never treat them differently because they did not meet your expectations. Their value as a person is not tied to their performance in the sport. And lastly, most importantly, never yell. Whatever you do, never yell at your children or child during a practice or a game. You don't want to end up as a sideline horror story. Be supportive to your kids. Help them, motivate them. Don't come down on them if they don't meet expectations or whatever you think. You have to keep them on track and help them chase their dreams. Help be that support cheering squad that they need outside, because it is a demanding thing. I know. I get up at 4:30 in the morning to take her to practice because I love her and I want her to meet her goals and her dreams. And I will continue to do that. And as a parent, you should do that too. Yeah, it can suck. I agree, especially as you get on in years. But they need your love. They need your support. They need you to be their cheering squad. So be that cheering squad. Be the best that you can be. Other than just a parent, also being their cheering squad when it comes to, especially if they're in competitive sports. It's demanding, but if they're willing to put the time in, you should too. All right. So that's about it for today. I just wanted to touch bases on this one because I see my kid going through a struggle. She's going to physio right now. She's got a competition coming up. She's mentally drained, emotionally drained, physically drained, but I'm trying to get her to realize that, hey, you can do this. I believe in you and you should believe in yourself. Tell them that. And first and foremost, also don't forget to remind them that you love them. Okay. Hey, I'm your host, Mad Morgan. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Please check out our new central website, themadmorgan.com, for more information on all our shows and all our details, information, everything that's coming down the pipe, themadmorgan.com. Also, you'll find our social links there as well. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Again, I'm your host, Mad Morgan, and I will see you next episode.